Hi everybody, it's Class Wizard back again, but this time to talk about audio editing. Here I do all of my editing on Audacity, and just a disclaimer, I have no idea when the heck I'm doing. This is just me winging it because someone's gotta do it. And so I have the episode which has the tracks that our lovely director, Mary, has cleaned and ordered and timed, and she sends them to me in an audio file, and I put them into Audacity and then go hunting for footsteps. I spend an inordinate amount of time looking for footsteps because footsteps can tell a lot about the mood of the character and the scene. It can tell you whether they're in a hurry, what their environment is, how big they are, and so that's something that I spend a lot of time looking into. And at this point I have, I think, more than like 45 or 50 sets of footsteps that I have downloaded from Freesound, and then I will go in. That's me listening to them to look for the right ones and then put them into a sound effect track. I'm making another track, as you can see, and in this case the steps were too quick, but I liked the sound of them, so what I was doing is cutting some of them and then chopping them into little bits, I guess, and moving them around so that Emma was walking at the speed that I wanted her to be. This is episode 4, and so this is the very slow walk at the beginning. The white noise that you have there is actually, it's just a very low, like empty kind of wind sound. And I believe later I go in and add a windmill creaking because that was something that I thought would be kind of cool, especially if it was going in and out as she's like going toward and away from it. And later in the episode you actually hear the gears inside the windmill, which is also neat. So what am I doing here? Oh, I'm adding even more sound effects. So you'll notice there's actually quite a few tracks. The second sound effect track is for when I needed the sound effects to overlap. Because sometimes you have more than one, like you'll have footsteps, but you also need clothes flapping or like someone getting beheaded. Rip Jake and Monica. And so I think actually there what I'm doing is arranging more footsteps so that they're going to and from. Oh, look, I'm looking for sound cues in the manga. That's something else that I do just to get an idea of what's making noise or what's not making noise, or like Yuko slamming him into the ground, and like what panels I'm going to be using. I don't know if in this video I actually reference the script, but sometimes I do. I usually have the script up in Google Docs just to look at the sound cues that our director has written in, because sometimes there are very specific things that she's like, I need this here, and so I'll go through and make sure that I have all of those. There are also music cues that she writes in. We use the Promised Neverland soundtracks for seasons 1 and 2, depending on the mood, but we wanted to kind of go for a little bit of a techno feel with some like dubstep and stressful music. Oh look, I'm listening to more footsteps again. We've actually also branched outside of the Promised Neverland soundtrack to create a specific feel for Goldie Pond, and we have some soundtracks from Haikyuu. Sometimes we need the more inspirational sounding things, and we try not to use anything that's too recognizable. I believe there's some Tower of God and Jujutsu Kaisen sprinkled in there along with the original soundtracks, and we have amazing compositions by our very own Bonnie. There I'm looking for clothes rustling because I was looking for, I believe, either a Yugo fluffy cape or a Lewis fluffy cape. I'm not sure which one. Both of them have very dramatic whooshes. And so, there I think I'm actually looking for an impact sound. And there are different things that I have to type in order to find what I'm looking for. And that's one of the most time-consuming things, because I don't really have a soundboard. Although I'm getting one. It's getting bigger. I also balance the lines as far as making them sound close up or far away, and add reverb onto the ones that are internal to sort of just adjust the levels. That's another thing that I do. I don't know if you see me do it there. I probably did it at the beginning with a lot of Emma's lines. My job is basically to kind of just tell the story through the audio so that the artist work that they put in for the panel cleaning and that the video editor puts in kind of all clicks together. And it's really fun. Yeah. So, see you guys next time. Or maybe as a different voice.